Hi everyone. Hi everybody. Sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasibuke ama-reality shows ethu, sikhuluma ngama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la. Listen, have I forgotten my own greeting? Hi everybody, Sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel sikhuluma ngama-reality TV shows, ama-celebrities kanye nama-YouTubers. If it's your first time joining me today and you really like my content, do not forget to press the subscribe button. Kanti-ke futhi you can support the channel by just liking the video, which is also free on this channel, you guys. So thank you so much for those who are joining me today. We are going to do the morning gossip. We were supposed to start at 7 o'clock and I had connection problems. So I don't know how this one is going to go. Okay, you'll have to bear with me if there is some issues here and there. Okay, today we are also going to continue watching the testimony kaZandi Khumalo. Okay. But there are a few stories that I want to do today. I want to talk a little bit about what is happening with Mnakwethu, but I won't be doing the full review. The full review will be on Skatla TV. And I want to talk about Her Majesty's interview with Ugokos Koten. You guys, have you watched it? Okay. If you have not watched it, you are missing out on good YouTube interview. Please go watch that interview. It's so nice to watch. I don't know if Ugokos Koten did such a good job, or Her Majesty was such a good person to interview, because she's that person that just gives you the information, even information that you haven't asked for, you guys. So I love that interview. Let me just check, because there's something that I always forget to check, that my live is monetized. Okay, so we'll be out here talking and talking and talking, and then at the end I realized that I haven't set it up. Okay, so now it's done. Okay, nomsishongwe ngize ngifole iline ngithole live. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Listen, we are gossiping so early in the morning. Please let me know how my audio is sounding, and also let me know how my picture is looking like, because I don't know, you guys, I had Wi-Fi problems this morning. Listen, you guys, I want to talk about this story that has been talked about for a while now, because uMakhumalo Mselego, okay? They have been saying ukuthi there's an issue with uMakhumalo Mselego carrying, fake brands, or wearing fake brands. Listen, I'm not a brands person. I don't even know when a brand is real and a brand is not real. But this story has been going on Twitter, because people have been saying that uMakhumalo has a tendency to actually carry e-commerce as a fake, or wear ama brands are fake. You guys, listen, is there anybody in the comment section that even knows how to distinguish between the real thing and the fake thing? They are saying, somebody wrote on Twitter that the L in the LV is a little bit too thick, okay, and it's not supposed to look like that, okay. And there's been other pictures as well that have been posted, people claiming that uMakhumalo like buying fake when it comes to brands. You guys, listen, you guys, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. One, if you can't afford it. Two, if you can afford it, but you just don't want to spend your money on it, and there is one that looks looks like it, and you want to just buy that one. I think the problem would be only if she comes out and say this is a real thing when it's not a real thing. But if she's just carrying her bag that she bought a Magesty or something, or a shopping center, Estolo Samandia, and she was like, this is a nice bag. Ukuthi sibhale LV phakathi. Me don't care. I don't think that there's a problem there. I think if she came and argued ukuthi it's real and people were thinking that it's not real, maybe the issue would be there, you guys. Also, I do think that people don't think that uMakhumalo can actually afford these brands, you guys. I don't think that people think she can afford these brands. Remember, uMakhumalo is a working woman. She has businesses. And also, the last time I checked, you guys, she was on radio. uMakhumalo akanazi ingane, so she spends money on herself We saw her last season of Uthando Nesebo when she was renovating her house, and she actually helps Umselego financially. Remember, that's what we found out in season 6 of Uthando Nesebo, that she helps her husband financially, even help she will help him with the other wives' financial needs. Okay, so she does have the money. If she's carrying fake Umakumalo, I really just think that it's her choice. She just doesn't want to spend a lot of money on the real thing if it is fake. Because me, myself, and I don't even know which one is fake, which one is real. Okay, so I feel like if she's carrying fake, it's her choice. Maybe she just doesn't want to spend that money, but she likes the bag, so she gets the bag. Okay, and she hasn't come out here and lied to us and said that it's real. But people won't leave Makumalo alone with these bags. Okay. I did see one video on her Instagram where she was at the Gucci shop, and I thought, Gucci, she's trying maybe to show people, guys, I do go to these expensive shops and I shop there, okay? But she had a small anyana plastic. It's not a plastic, they use like paper bags. She had a small anyana paper bag, and I was like, hey, but yeah, maybe you bought like a small anyana product. But I felt like maybe she was feeling the pressure to prove to people, I do go to Gucci too, and I do buy from there, but she didn't buy a lot. So I was like, this is also gonna make people talk, because people are gonna be like, you probably just went there and bought socks, but you didn't buy a bag. And if you're carrying Gucci bags, then we should be able to see a big paper bag, you coming out with it. Anyway, you guys, I don't think that there's anything wrong here. If she likes the bag, let her carry the bag, okay? But people just won't leave her alone with that stuff, okay? And I honestly do feel like she does have the money. I don't want to lie, you guys. I think out of all of the wives, but I'm selling, especially because Umakumalo doesn't have kids, and she has spoken up about her finances on the show. I think that this is the one wife that might possibly be able to afford these brands. If she is carrying fake, it's because it's her choice. She's just making a choice to carry the fake. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I want to move on to the next story, but let me just see who's in the comment section. Puluko Ntamehlo, the Mafu Effect. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. Good morning, Gossipers. Good morning, good morning, good morning, you guys. Listen, please make sure that you check these ladies' channels, because they all have channels here on YouTube, you guys. So let's move on to the next story. I want to talk about, let me see which one I'm going to talk about next. Okay, you guys, listen. Case Senzomeyiwa and the case is still going on, the trial is still going on. Of course, yesterday we were watching, this is Zandi, the public figure. I think her testimony has been so entertaining, I don't want to lie. I'm not even at a point where I'm trying to figure out what is a lie, what is a truth, because there's been so many lies already. I'm just waiting to see what the end is, you guys. I'm just waiting to see what the end is. And in the meantime, I'm just being entertained by her trying to convince us that everything that she is saying is true, you guys. I will give her this, you guys. I feel like it's been many years since this whole incident happened. And I do get when she says that, listen, some of the details I'm not going to remember, or I'm going to think I remember them, but they were not exactly that way, because, I mean, memory fades, okay? But what I don't understand about her is that for certain things, she would be 100%, she will say, I am 100% sure that this was this way. But then for other things, she'll be like, I'm not sure. I think if she's going to say, listen, memory fades. So whatever I'm going to tell you today, it is as I remember it. And some of the things I don't remember at all, then I would, like, I would maybe believe her, but the fact that there are things that she wants us to believe that they happened exactly the way that she said happened. And then on the other hand, there are things that she says, but I don't remember that, that hoodie color, guys. She doesn't remember the color of the hoodie, because sometimes into a black ngelilanga ingaba mhlophe. Because sometimes I can look at something, think it's black, and then someone else can look at something and think it's white. What the hell is that? Was it, at least say it was a bright color, or was it a dark color? I mean, at least you can give us that. So I do feel like some of the things, it makes me feel like she's trying to make up a story, okay? And she's been trying to tell the story for a number of years now, so she doesn't maybe remember how they decided, when they finally sat down together to say this is the story we're going to tell, what they said. They didn't think of certain details, you guys. But I also still feel like we still don't know what happened in that room. I like watching Advocate Mshololo, you guys. I like her calmness, okay? I like the fact that she's very calm and she's very respectful, okay? And also, she did get to address the issue, because Uzandi sometimes she acts like an advocate in court herself. She'd be asking the advocate questions. I'm like, girl, we are still trying to figure out if you have metric, okay? Wasn't it interesting that when they asked her, Uguti, what do you do for a living? She freely said, I'm an artist, I'm a musician. And then they ask about metric and she gets personal. She's like, how is that relevant? And then they say, what's your highest qualification? And then she's, how are you able to offer us the information? Why didn't she ask, how is my marketing qualification relevant? Ngicela ukubona isitifiketi semarketing. I was like, I want to see that certificate of marketing. It got very personal when she was asked about metric. Okay, so she wants to act like an advocate in court. I'm like, guys, it's not when we haven't seen Umalusi. Does Umalusi know your name? Because if Umalusi doesn't know your name, then sit there and answer the questions. Okay, so I like that advocate Mshololo was able to actually get her to understand that, it's not like you are talking to me. You are not trying to convince me of anything. You're answering to the court. Okay, and also just answer the questions. Don't be asking me questions. Okay, so that was interesting to watch. I love her. I love her calmness. I love that no matter what Zandi says, nothing is going to intimidate her. But with the other advocate, you guys, did you hear Uzandi saying this is the one thing that us women say or do all the time that is actually very wrong? Okay, and it gives in to it talks to how we think of ourselves in relationships, because she said to the other advocates, please buka ukuthi ukhuluma nami kanjani, okay? Mind the way that you talk to me. Don't talk to me like you're talking to your wife. Why do we like saying that as women when we are addressing men that are not our partners? Because what are we saying when we say that? When we say something, don't talk to me like you're talking to your wife, are we saying that it is okay for men to talk anyhow when they talk to their wives? So is your husband allowed to talk to you anyhow just because he's your husband? You understand what I'm saying? I don't understand. I don't get that statement. I don't like it when women say that. Don't talk to me like I'm your wife. Don't talk to me like I'm your girlfriend. So if you were my girlfriend, would I be allowed to talk to you anyhow? Okay. But even that in court, okay, she's trying to confront. I said drama in court. Listen, you guys, this is one thing that I wasn't aware of as far as the case is concerned, and I saw it on one of the media houses when I was reading about what happened yesterday as a summary. They're saying that they had no intention of calling Kelly Kumalo. I thought that she was listed as one of the witnesses. They had no intention of calling her as one of the witnesses. However, because of the inconsistencies in the evidence, Uzandi, then they are considering lodging an application to get her to come. Because me now, I've been waiting for her, you guys. I've been waiting for her. I've been waiting for the mother too. Okay, let me greet some people in the comment section. Hi, Rahat. Yes, Bantwana Bami Wozani. I am the original and only Rahati of YouTube. Okay, hi Bulane. Hey, Sanbonan. OG Media. I am guessing that is a channel. Okay, please, guys, when you are done here, check everybody's channel. Milano, finally you catch us. Okay, did you miss yesterday's thing? Belado, yes. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining today. So we're going to move on to the next story. So we are going to continue watching the the testimony kaZandi today. And yes, Advocate Mshololo is coming back, okay, to grill her some more. I like that her grilling doesn't feel like grilling, really. It just feels like she's just talking to her, but you can see where she's going with it. Guys, I still feel like as much as people really like this judge and people are saying that he is moving things along, I do feel like I don't like him interrupting so much, and I don't like him giving us an indication of which side he is going at. I want to get a surprise when they finally make a decision on what they're saying about these weaknesses. Do they believe them? Do they not? Are they taking this evidence or not, you guys? But I don't know. Sometimes I'm a comments judge. I feel like they are too much during that time. Okay, so I want to talk about this next story. Okay, let's do the Mnakwethu. Okay, before we get into Her Majesty, Her Majesty interview. Okay, guys, this is Umandwandwe. Okay, so on Zandi Magic, okay, One Magic and Zandi Magic, they run these shows on both the channels at the same time. So on One Magic, Mnakwethu is on Friday 7:30, the same slot that the Bala brothers, the Bala family show was in. And then on Thursday, the following week, it's repeating on channel 161, which is Mzansi Magic. Okay. So right now we are watching Mnakwethu Happily Ever After, and Happily Ever After is a spin-off of Mnakwethu. Now they are looking at the lives of the couples or whatever it is, because it's more than just two people after the first wife was asked to accept the second wife. Okay. So I want to talk about this issue because this is an interesting one for me. Okay, so her husband, Celimpilo Kanyile, had asked her on Mnakwethu, on the last season of Mnakwethu, he had asked her, she is the first wife, to accept the second wife. I think Umam Zobe, the next one, vele ngicabanga Umam Zobe wakumkhokha. Had asked Umam Zobe to accept Umam Zobe as wife number 2, and eventually she accepted. And this is the reason she gives, and she also gives this reason in this season, you guys. She says that the reason that she said yes to her husband taking the second wife was because she wanted to make her husband happy. Okay, and I'm like, girl, that's not what they mean when they say take care of your husband. That's not what they mean. They mean make him some coffee, nice coffee here and there. Maybe, wash his socks. Maybe, maybe wash and stay soft in his pajamas. Maybe make sure the bedding is clean. That's what they mean. They don't mean give him another woman. I'm like, hey, the things that we put ourselves through as women, So she says that because she wants her husband to be happy, she said yes to the second husband. So your husband was not going to be happy with you, and you are okay with that. You are okay with saying he was not happy with just me. He needed another woman for him to completely be happy, and I will give it to him. Okay, fine, you guys. We all adults. We all choose what kind of relationships we want to be in. So now she's in this relationship. But one thing that was raised while Ucelipilo wanted to ask her for the second wife was the fact that they have struggled to fall pregnant, because of course they do want a baby, but it had been a number of years. I think they've been together 6 years. However, I don't know how long they've been married, and they've tried to have a baby and it hasn't happened, you guys. And when he was asking her to accept the second wife, he wanted to give her that as a reason to say, listen, you cannot have kids, so can I take another wife? Okay, because sometimes us Black people, we just don't want to look at other options. Listen, before you take another woman, there's so many other options that we can look at to have a child rather than you bringing another woman. Okay, but at the time, Musam Seleku had advised him, listen, I don't think that's a good idea, okay, because no woman wants to have that, because that is not really her fault that she can't have kids. So let's look for another reason. I can't remember which reason they gave her, but sometimes like men will give a reason like, ngifuna ukukhulisa umuzi kababa, uyabona nje umuzi kababa nawe ongazi ukuthi wawuhlaleleni ungakhuliswa before you came into this family. Now sekufanele ukukhula umuzi kababa, sekufanele ukukhuliswa wena. That, so he ended up giving that reason, but no, let's not use that, which I thought was wise, but it was a lie. because at the end of the day, that's what Ucelipilo said was the reason. So now they've been accepted. The second wife has been accepted, but it doesn't look like they live together because they are not really married. So it's that situation where someone wants a second wife before they even finish paying lobola for the first wife. So now the issue now is that she is saying that she does not want the second wife to fall pregnant before her. So basically, Umamzowe must not fall pregnant before her. She must approve of the pregnancy before her. Okay. I understand her. Okay, a little bit. I understand why she feels like that because obviously, if Nkosikazi has a baby, she's going to have that experience with her husband before she has that experience with her husband. You know, but on the other side, Kamam Zobe, I don't understand how another woman is gonna be able to sit there and wait for another woman to give her approval to have a baby. How are they going to control that? Because what if Umam Zobe just wants to have a baby? You know, what is gonna happen? I feel like she's dealing with a lot with her not being able to conceive. And obviously, I don't know if they've been to doctors and all of that. There's that option. They can still go to doctors and find out what options do they have. I feel like she has put herself under pressure now. On top of dealing with that, now you're dealing with the possibilities of having another woman possibly falling pregnant for your man because you've accepted her into the family and you can't really control that. And I feel like if I was in a relationship with somebody and I wanted a baby and I felt like we were ready to have a baby, I was going to have that baby. I'm not going to wait for another woman. So I find this to be an interesting story on this season of Mnakwethu, you guys. So it's still going on. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's what she said to her husband. Listen, I would like to have a baby first. So whatever you guys do not have a baby. I'll have to approve for her to fall pregnant. And then another story that is interesting is the story Siga Kondanisa and Samantha. Guys, I couldn't find this picture. Samantha Kondanisa. Do you remember when she came to be introduced as the second wife? Do you remember how beautiful she looked? Eh? Yes, good relationship can kugisa you. Do you know how beautiful Samantha was? And I remember thinking, what's this girl? What is she doing here with this Maskandi guy? And wanting to be a second wife to somebody that, how. But now this season, you guys, they are back, and I'm like, yo, yes, I'm cooking a relationship, and I can't really say it's because she just had a baby because I feel like even last season before she had a baby, she just looked like she was not taking care of herself anymore. Sometimes, all you need as a woman to look good is just to get out of a relationship. Just step out, even for 2 months, uzobona uzoba muhle kanjani. I-relationship engekho mnandi, uba mubi nje novele ube, I feel like, hey, but what happened to the beautiful Samantha that we were introduced to that season when she was asking to be a second wife? Okay. Another thing is that I feel like Samantha is like, I don't know, like a new age woman. Women that think, you know what, I'm my own person, I'm independent, and nobody's gonna tell me anything, nobody's going to control me. If I'm in a relationship with somebody, it doesn't mean that you own me, that one. Okay, she has that mentality. Okay. But then she says yes to Isembu. To me, it doesn't make sense because how do you get on Isembu if you are this independent woman that wants to do whatever it is that she wants? She doesn't want to be controlled, and she gets on Isembu. Lesi vele sasemakhaya sikaqondanisa with the guy amaskandi and stuff. It just doesn't make sense to me. I've never thought that relationship was going to work, and it doesn't look like it's working. So I do wonder if the reason that they have stayed together, because remember she had a baby, they're even suspecting that the baby might not be Kondanisa's, and there had been reports that they had done a DNA and found out that it wasn't his. But then on the show, they are saying that they have not done the DNA. So all of that, I feel like the relationship is clearly not working. If you even getting to a point where one is having a baby and the baby might not belong to the partner. but they are insisting on still staying together, which totally doesn't make sense to me. Because if the relationship is not working, why are you not moving on? Because of course, as Samantha, you are this independent woman that is supposed to not be owned or told to do anything by anybody. So why are you still in this relationship? So that one, I feel like, I suspect that they are still staying together because they do want to do the show together. And also Umamchunu, who is the first of Qondanisa, also is going through the same thing. She feels like, yes, the relationship was nice in the beginning, but now it's not nice. She actually feels like she's trapped now in the relationship, which also makes me feel like, okay, are you also just staying because, of course, they do make money from the show? Well, if they do get paid, because sometimes we find that these people don't really get paid that much. So is she also staying in that relationship? Why are you trapped? I mean, we can live. This is 2023. Okay. We just watched Umo there saying, bye, black woman. Okay. After years of being with the black woman. But now you can just say bye, black man. You know? So yeah, I do wonder, you guys, about how genuine those relationships, the relationship between Kondanisa and Samantha, and the relationship between Kondanisa and Umamchunu. Okay. It is hi Nonhlanhla, hi Nonhlanhla Mpele. It is interesting indeed that the lady looks very, very sad. Shame yo. I relationship can vote via you. You know, abantu bazibaxa ukuthi yes, you don't take care of yourself, but it's a relationship is playing with you over here. You know, get out of a relationship. I about that. Hi, even if you take a break, you like, let's take a break just to test it. You uzobona uzoglowa kanjani. Uzobona uzoglowa kanjani. Then you'll realize, it's hi man, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. This is the relationship that is making me look rava rava. You know, if I step out, I will be fine. Okay. Yeah. Uvele waphupha uSamani. Uphuphile, and I feel like if she got out of that relationship, she would be so much, she would look so much, so beautiful after that. Okay, you remember what Udulas ne? Was it Masithole, the first one? After she had left the relationship for a while and came back, she came back looking enama weaver masha. Hey, so sometimes a relationship yakuvurvaya. Anyway, you guys, we have a few minutes left, and I want to talk about interview kaGogo Skhotheni with, did I save the picture here? Interview kaGogo Skhotheni with Her Majesty being uHappy Smelane, who, okay, I didn't save the picture. Happy Smelane, who is on the Mummy House. By the way, we have a new episode of the Mummy House today out. We will do that review later on today, if there's no load shedding at 5 later on today. So she did the interview with Gogo Skhotheni, one of the best interviews that Gogo Skhotheni did. But you guys, I feel like it was such a good interview because Happy was such a good person to interview. Like, she's free, she's open with the information, she volunteers the information to you as an interviewer. Okay. The reason I'm questioning how good Gogo Skhotheni was, because there are things that she almost finished the interview without talking about them, especially the issue Happy Smelane and her being almost scammed by Thabo Bester. We all wanted to hear that story. She almost didn't ask that. And also, you guys, I think I am interested to know, because Uhepe has spoken about her relationship with her late husband and how it ended, how he got into a car accident with a side chick. All of that we know, okay? But I feel like I'm kind of interested in knowing about how that relationship was like when he was still alive. Okay, how was it like? How is it that, because Happy does say that she had no idea that her husband was up to the things that he was up to. Okay, all of it, the side chicks. By the way, it wasn't just a one side chick that he had. Okay, so I'm sure one side chick somewhere thinks that she was the only one, but there were many side chicks. It's just that that one side chick was the one that when he passed, he was with. Okay, so I felt like I would have liked her to take us back a bit in terms of like their relationship, how it began, and also how it was when they were still together, you know, and while he was alive before he passed, and not just focus on the passing and what happened after the passing. Okay, it did not feel like it's something they left out because of the edit, but you never know. It could be that the interview became too long and they had to cut some stuff out. But I really am interested to know that. Okay, so I think it was like Kokos Kotani's husband who actually insisted that they talk about the Thabo Bester issue. Go to what happened there. Remember, she was one of the women that had almost been scammed by Thabo Bester, you guys. And she tells a story of how Thabo Bester approached her and had been after her for some time on her DMs, wanting to work with her. You know, it's that typical story. Thabo Bester wanted to work with her. He was looking for a presenter for this lifestyle show. She was going to be traveling the world, and she was going to be paid 55 million. Yes, Thabo Bester, but there, yeah, we're not there. Mm-mm. You were supposed to say like maybe I don't know 6 million or something, 55 million. And he said he was going to pay her 55 million. And eventually, after the passing of her husband, and she had dealt with his death, she decided, you know what, let me, say yes to a meeting. She takes a meeting with Thabo Bester. Everything is explained to her. But being a businesswoman that she is, and also having been scammed before, because remember, she was on this other show where she was talking about how she was scammed with the Tammy Taylor franchise. Okay, she bought that franchise and got scammed. So just for her to be careful, she's like, okay, fine. For us to conclude the deal, please send me an email from the work email. Okay, so she never got the email, and then ended up calling the number that had been given to her as the office number, and that number went through to Dr. Nandi Paz surgery. the, you know, and she's like, "Hi, bo, the doctor's room's njani?" And then Dr. Nandi tried to see Ambambate, and she said Dr. Nambita called her and was like, no, because we are in partnership or whatever, but this is legit, girl. And she was supposed to take a trip to Cape Town to conclude this whole thing, because they said that she was supposed to go for casting in Cape Town. So she's preparing to go to Cape Town. She wants to get an email from the work email address so that she can know this is legit. They're not sending it to her. She's calling the number. It goes to Dr. Nandipa's rooms. And now she's confused as to what is happening. Dr. Nandi is like, girl, don't worry, go to Cape Town. This is legit. I work with this person. Everything is above board. She follows her with the Instagram account, verified account. She's sort of thinking, okay, this must be legit, but still there are red flags. Okay, so after that, she realizes, no, 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 I can't risk it. And then she blocks them, you guys. I think for me in this story, you guys, because there's been people that have doubted how involved Unandipa was in these games. I think if you are doubting, I think you should go and listen to that story, because she says very clearly how Dr. Nandipa participated in trying to convince her to go to Cape Town. And remember, you guys, she does not know what was going to happen in Cape Town, because clearly there was no casting that was going to take place in Cape Town. Okay. So Dr. Nandipa convinced her to go and said, girl, it's legit. I deal with this person. I work with this person. So you can see how involved she was. So Dr. Nandipa is not this, forever bunny that didn't know anything about her lover. She knew everything. She was fully participating in convincing these women that these deals that Thabo Bester was trying to conclude with them or get them to sign or whatever was legit. She participated actively in that. I always ask this question when I talk about this case, that I wonder how many women went, you guys, that we don't know about. How many women went to Cape Town? How many women went out of the country? Because she said they were telling her that she was going to go to Lagos. She was going to go travel Africa and whatever. How many women went? Okay. And if they went, what happened to them? Because no woman, not even a single woman, has come out here and said, listen, I was approached. I was told to go to this country. I went, and this is what happened, and I came back. There's no story like that. All of the stories that we are hearing about are women saying, I was approached, I was supposed to go sign this deal. I never went because of this reason, or I never went because of all of the red flags that I saw. And yes, so where are the women that actually did go? That is the question. And if you are still thinking that Dr. Nandipa is innocent, hey, angazi kusho ukuthi namanje you think ukuthi ozandi laphayana ecourt nabo they are telling us the truth. If you think Nandipa is innocent, hey, then you think ukuthi ngempela hoodie was white, you know. But guys, what color was the hood? I mean, I'm interested in what color was the hood. Anyway, you guys, please go watch that interview. You're going to finish watching it, watching it. You're going to feel like it's minutes, you know, not it's minutes, yeah, it's seconds. You're going to feel like it's just few seconds because it's so nice to watch. She does get into talking about her parenting, you guys, and listen, she's not trying to defend anything, but she does say, listen, she's trying to show the reality of how she parents, and she's trying to show the struggles that she's going through. And if people have a problem with that, she does not know what to do. She feels like she's on a reality TV shows. And you know that incident when she almost hit her child. She said, listen, that happens to every parent. If we are being real, you guys, all of us have lost it sometime. Even if you don't lose it to like almost hitting your child, but you've lost it to a point where you scream, and then afterwards you feel so bad that you have screamed at your child, you know. So those are the things that happen in parenting, and she feels like it's a reality for her. She's trying to parent her own three kids. She makes mistakes, and she feels like she's on a reality show, so she should be able to talk about that. She does talk about her medical condition, you guys, that led to the vomits, but I've spoken about that in my other video. But if you want to hear about it, her explaining really what's going on, because it looks like she really suffers from something very serious medically, and it explains everything as to what happened with that scene that she shot on the Mommy Club, and still insists that it wasn't supposed to be edited into the episode. But it doesn't sound like she's holding any hard feelings for that. Okay, I guess she understands that. Yeah, I mean, if you are on a reality TV show, you never really know what's going to be in the final cut, and I guess she has to accept that that's what they decided to put on the final cut. But I say, you guys, watch the interview. So that's all, you guys, I wanted to talk about today. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Okay, I spoke about everything. Anyway, you guys, join me today at 5 p.m. when we actually do the live review of the Mommy Club, today's episode. And yes, you guys, so let me acknowledge everybody. Precious yes, Precious Pelly, you are always like the last comment there at the end. Hey, are you always showing up late? But let me acknowledge people that have joined me in the comment section. If you did not join me in the comment section, I still appreciate you. Nomsi Shongwe, Pulukwe, Damehlo. I'd always just say your surname wrong. The Mafu Effect, you guys. Please, please, please. These ladies here have channels. So just check out their channels when you are done here. I think Puluka is more like family content, and the Mafu Effect is entertainment. Okay, so make sure that you check it out. Pulane, Rakwalne, check the. I don't know if you have a channel, but let us know so that we can subscribe, you guys. And Jimmy, I'm just assuming. Jimmy, I'm just assuming it's a channel. Guys, check it out. Okay. I believe that you can click on the three dots and go to a channel, but you can click after. And then Milano, my resident moderator, Nonhlanhla Mpele. Yes, thank you so much for joining me. Timba Wango. Timbawango, thank you. Constant coach, she's always here. And Precious Pearl, you guys, I appreciate it so much when you join my life. Imagine I'm just sitting here, nobody's watching, but I will still do it. I'll just talk to myself, okay? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate you taking the time. So if you are in a Wi-Fi free zone, please let the live run again so that we can make some money on the adverts. I appreciate you, and do not forget to like the screen. In fact, just like it now, okay? Also share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngintanda kakhulu.